All right, so now what we need to figure out is the percent of income. So we want to see it written as a percent. So as a review, whenever we start a formula, what do we start with, everyone? Go ahead and click it. All right, we want to take the spiritware, and we're going to divide. The dividing sign is right here, the slash. And we're going to click our yearly income. So we're always going to divide by income. Press enter, seal that. Okay, so we're going to want to use the fill handle. One thing the fill will also do is he will not only copy formulas, but also any formatting. So we want this number, see the word number here? We want this number to look like a percent. So whenever you want a number to look like a percent, use these group names and these buttons up here to help you. So click it. And then you need to increase your decimal twice. So the increase, decrease buttons look opposite of what they are. But if you look at them, if you read them, they make sense. So we're moving from 1 0 to 2 zeros. So I just click it twice, and now I see 2 decimals. If I accidentally click it 3 times, no big deal. You just go here and decrease your decimal. All right, I want you to use your fill handle and drag that down. Okay, you are going to get some number signs, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But let's just look at this real quick. Is 600 over half of 6,000? No. So something's wrong. Is 60 10% of 6,000? No, it's 1%. So what's wrong? So when something like this happens and you have a formula, you need to look at your formula and see what's wrong. The first number is right. 16% is correct. What we need to do is figure out the rest of them. All right, so right here, if we look here and see what's wrong, I took C6, which I wanted to take. But like I said, I'm trying to figure my percent of my income, so I always want to divide by C4. So when I fill this down, I don't want C4 to change. So this is exactly how it's going to look in one of your assignments. So click in cell D5. That's where the formula is correct. Go up here to your formula bar. Just click your mouse between the C and the 4. So get a blinking cursor there between C4. Sometimes it tells you to select it, but sometimes that's hard or confusing. You can just get a blinking cursor in between it. Okay, on your keyboard, you have the normal keyboard that we go over. It starts with like tilde accent 1. Then above that, you see escape, and then you see F1, F2, F3, F4. You guys see those? Okay. Those are called function keys. So like when I was a freshman in college, our computers did not have a mouse. So we did not have what's called windows. The way to tell the computer to do things was each of those function keys was a command. So we had like these little rulers that went above our keyboards. And if I did Alt F1, then it did something. If I did Control F1, it maybe saved. If I did something else, it bolded. So that's how we commanded the computer. So we're going to use function 4. You'll see it written as F4. Don't press F and 4. Press the key that says F4. It's your function 4 key. And that now should look like $C, $4. Okay? So that's the right formula. I'll help you in just a minute. Hover your mouse over the lower right-hand corner. And now, oh, sorry, you might have to press enter. You do. You have to seal it. Okay. Okay, just a minute. All right, so right here, you're going to, for those of you who were able to press enter, hover your mouse over the lower right-hand corner and fill over. You don't have to delete those, fill those over it. Now your numbers should look right. So if you notice, look here. Now I see equals C6 divided by C4. Equals C7 divided by C4. C8 divided by C4, C9. So C4 is not changing. It's called making it absolute. Use that big white plus sign and we're going to select A1 through D11. So use the big white plus sign, just select those cells. That should be around your area there. Go up here to your borders button. Just a second. And go to thick outside borders. To add some other borders to make some numbers stand out. So when we do math, sometimes like we tell it to add numbers up and then get an answer, we have a line underneath the numbers we added up. So we're going to select B9 through C9. So remember, to get this big white plus sign, you just click in the middle of B9 and drag to C9 and release. Go here to your border button and choose bottom border. Just regular bottom border. Do the same thing for B10 through C10. You should, it's already there, so you should just be able to click it. Okay? All right. We want to make some things stand out here. So we're going to use our control key. So click in cell A4. Just don't double click, just click once, select it. Then with your opposite mouse hand, so mine's my left, I'm going to press and hold on control. Then I don't have anything clicked on my mouse. I'm going to hover over A10 and click, hover over A11 and click, and then release my control key. So A4, A10, and A11, oops. Hey guys, don't do this. This is selecting a whole row. So A4, press and hold, A10 and A11. This is so this way we can format these three at the same time and not have to go back. So we're going to right align those. Change, so it's this button right here. Change the font color to blue. Or whatever color you filled. And bold those. Then do the same thing to the numbers. So you're going to select B4 through C4, then press and hold control and select B10 through C11, and just bold and change the font color. A couple last things we need to do is change the look of these numbers so that they look like money. So we're going to highlight B4 through C4 and go up here and click the accounting number format. Again, when you're working on an assignment, it'll say click the, and it'll show like a picture of the dollar sign. Don't press the dollar sign on the keyboard. That's going to overtype over your formula. So just click that so that way it looks like money. Again, if you get these number signs, it just means that your number is too big, so you just double click. We're going to do the same thing down here for B10 through C11. Click on the dollar sign. Now, we want these numbers to be in alignment, but we don't want them to have dollar signs. So we only want them to show the comma and the decimals. So, again, we want the number to show the comma. So you're just going to highlight those numbers and go up here and click the comma style button. All right. So we did the year to calculate how much he gets paid on a year this way. But there also is another, maybe a little bit better way to do that. And so we're going to do that here now. So we're going to type number of months paid. and then go up here between A and B and double click just so it kind of makes it a little bit more reader friendly and makes a little bit more sense for you. And what if Timmy only gets paid for 10 months out of the year? So what we're going to do here is type 10 here. So we're going to click up here where it says year, income, and we're going to go up here to the formula bar and select the 12, press delete, and go down here and click 10. Then press enter. Now, again, the reason we did that is so that way if someone says, actually, we're only going to pay you 9 months out of the year. Oh, no, now we're paying you, you can just go through and change that number. Okay. So the last thing we're going to do is take this and double click where it says sheet 1 and change that to MT. Okay. We're going to go up here and click between A and 1. All right, that's going to select all of our information, and it's also selecting our formatting and any of our column widths or row heights or anything like that. So do Control-C, so copy it. Click on this little plus sign here where it says Sheet 1, double click it and name it MV for Mill Valley. Go up here and click in cell A1. Make sure your cursor is in A1. Then press Control-V as in victory. Yay, I pasted. Okay, so all of that should just come over to our sheet 2, so our Mill Valley budget. So we don't have to like rewrite the wheel here. So I'm going to go up here to make this look a little bit more like Mill Valley. I'm going to change my font color to a gray. And I'm just going to overtype Jimmy the Jaguar. You can name him whatever. Okay. And then today, as we're working, or if you've joined the class, you can come in here and go to Insert Online Pictures. I'm going to add a picture of a Jaguar clip art. I think it's better when you add little clip arts. Takes a little bit to load. You can choose whichever one you want. Some of these pictures come in really big, so it's easier to like zoom out and then grab it and make them smaller. I like to go up here and like flank this. And then you can go to your Monticello budget and do the same. You can just look for Timberwolf clip art and put them wherever you want to put them there. All right. You are good. Nice job.